Have you ever wondered why? After 65, your bladder seems to have more control over your nights than you do. You drift off to sleep, only to wake up again at 2 in the morning, shuffling down the hallway, whispering to yourself, "Not again." For years, you've been told the answer is simple. Empty your bladder before bed and you'll sleep soundly. But what if that advice, the very habit passed down from our parents, is the reason your rest keeps slipping away? The truth is, nighttime urination isn't just about age. It's often the result of 5 hidden mistakes that quietly train your body to stay restless. And here's the hopeful part: these mistakes can be reversed. Starting tonight, imagine closing your eyes, sleeping through the night, and waking up with the steady energy you thought was gone for good. So stay with me, because we'll uncover these 5 secrets one by one, and the most powerful one is waiting at the very end. Let's begin with the first step, something I call the 3-hour liquid curtain, a small change that can completely reset the way your nights unfold. Secret 5. Hydration timetable. 3 golden hours before sleep. For most of our lives, we were told to take one last drink before bed: a glass of water, a cup of tea, something to settle us in for the night. It sounds logical, almost caring, like the advice of a parent tucking you in. But once you pass 60, that very habit becomes the spark that wakes you at midnight, then again at 2, and sometimes at 4. The mistake is simple but costly: drinking too close to bedtime. Here's why. Every sip you take doesn't just fill your stomach. It enters your bloodstream, increases your blood volume, and demands that your kidneys get to work. The kidneys filter the excess fluid, send it to your bladder, and within 90 minutes to 3 hours, that urge to get up begins. As we age, kidney function slows, making the process even less predictable. What felt harmless in youth now becomes a cycle of interruptions that shatters the deep, healing sleep your body craves. This isn't just theory. Research published in the Journal of Urology examined nocturia, the medical term for waking at night to urinate, and found that one of the strongest, most consistent solutions was evening fluid restriction. Men and women who stopped drinking 2 to 3 hours before sleep saw a clear reduction in nighttime awakenings. It was a simple boundary with a powerful effect. I remember a patient named Margaret, 68 years old. She loved her nightly ritual: a hot cup of chamomile tea at 9 o'clock. She believed it calmed her nerves, but she paid for it with restless nights, waking 3 and 4 times before morning. When she finally tried cutting her last sip before 7:30 past the pa, everything changed. Within a week, she was sleeping 5 to 6 uninterrupted hours, something she hadn't done in years. The solution is straightforward. Set your ideal bedtime, then count back 3 hours. If you turn in at 10:30 p.m., your liquid curtain falls at 7:30 p.m. Place a gentle alarm on your phone titled "Liquid Curtain" down to remind you. And be mindful. Don't rush to chug a large glass just before the cutoff. Spread your hydration throughout the day, letting your body process fluids gradually, not all at once. This isn't about deprivation. You can still take small sips for medications or to soothe a dry throat, but the rule of 3 golden hours can give your bladder the rest it needs, and in return, your body the deep rest you deserve. If you've ever tried this 3-hour rule, or if you're willing to give it a try tonight, leave the number 5 in the comments below. Your story might just encourage someone else to take back their sleep. Secret 4. Double voiding, the 2-step technique. Going to the bathroom once before bed feels like the right thing to do, but as we grow older, that single visit is often not enough to keep the night quiet. The reason is simple, yet often overlooked. For many men, an enlarged prostate makes it harder for the bladder to empty fully, and for many women, weakened pelvic floor muscles leave a small amount of urine behind. Even a little residue can be enough to trick the brain into sounding the alarm only a few hours later, forcing you to wake and start the journey to the bathroom all over again. Doctors call this post-void residual, and research has shown that it plays a major role in nighttime awakenings. In fact, A 2017 study published in the International Journal of Urology demonstrated that a method called double voiding could significantly reduce the amount of urine left in the bladder. The principle is simple. Instead of trusting one trip to do the job, you give your body a second chance to finish what it started. I remember Mark, a 72-year-old man who believed his sleepless nights were simply part of aging. He was waking 4 or 5 times every single night, and the exhaustion was written on his face. When he learned about the double voiding technique, he decided to give it a fair try. Within a week, his pattern changed dramatically. Instead of waking 4 times, he rose only once, and on some nights he didn't wake up at all. He told me it felt as though he had been handed back a piece of his life that he thought was gone forever. The method is straightforward, but it does require a small change in your evening routine. About 30 minutes before bed, take your first trip to the bathroom. Sit down, relax, and let your bladder empty without rushing. Then step away, brush your teeth, stretch, or slip into your pajamas, and give your body 30 to 60 seconds to reset. Finally, just before you climb into bed, return for a second attempt. You may be surprised to discover that your bladder still has more to release, and clearing that extra urine can make all the difference for the hours that follow. What makes this approach so powerful is that it doesn't involve medication, devices, or complicated exercises. It relies on patience, awareness, and the willingness to slow down for just a moment before sleep. By giving your bladder 2 chances instead of 1, you reduce the signals that would otherwise wake you, allowing your body to sink into the deep, restorative rest it needs. So tonight, consider trying the double voiding technique for yourself, and if this is the first time you've heard of it, or if you already practice it. Share your experience in the comments below. Your story may inspire someone else to finally find the rest they have been longing for. Secret 3. Sunset dining, eating before the sun sets. A late dinner may seem harmless, even comforting, but in truth, it can be one of the hidden enemies of restful sleep. The foods we choose in the evening and the time we eat them have a direct effect on the bladder, and when those choices are unwise, they can lead to multiple awakenings during the night. Many common dinner ingredients are natural diuretics: tomatoes, cucumbers, celery, and even fruit high in water like watermelon and citrus. Add to that salty dishes or meals rich in heavy spices, and you create a perfect recipe for a restless bladder. The science behind this is clear. Salt draws water into the bloodstream, which forces the kidneys to work harder to filter it out, and this produces more urine. Spicy foods, while flavorful, can irritate the lining of the bladder and increase the urge to urinate. Combine these effects with the late timing of a meal, say after 8 o'clock at night, and your body is still working to digest and filter long after it should be winding down. A study published in a leading urology journal confirmed that heavy or late dinners are closely linked with nocturia, the repeated need to urinate at night, because the strain on digestion and kidney function disrupts the natural rhythm of rest. I recall Linda, a 70-year-old woman who had always enjoyed a slice of pizza late in the evening while watching television. She believed it was her way to relax, but her nights were anything but relaxing. She woke up 2 or 3 times, every single night, when she was encouraged to shift her dinner to 6 o'clock and to swap the pizza for a lighter meal of grilled fish, sweet potatoes, and broccoli. The change was dramatic. Within days, she was sleeping through the night, something she hadn't experienced in years, and she told me it felt like gaining back her mornings because she woke up refreshed rather than exhausted. The solution is not complicated, but it requires awareness. Try to finish your last substantial meal at least 4 hours before bed. Choose lean proteins such as chicken or fish. Pair them with complex carbohydrates like brown rice or sweet potatoes. And add vegetables that are gentle on the bladder such as carrots, peas, or broccoli. Keep the salt to a minimum and flavor your meals with herbs like rosemary or thyme instead of heavy spices that might cause irritation. And if you find yourself craving a snack after dinner, a small handful of nuts or a spoonful of plain yogurt is far kinder to your bladder than fruit salad or ice cream. So let me ask you, what time do you usually sit down for dinner? Share your answer in the comments below, because your habits might inspire someone else to rethink their evening routine and finally find the peace of a full night's sleep. Secret 2. Sleep Cocoon, the power of temperature and clothing. A bedroom that feels too cold might seem refreshing at first, but in reality, it can become a silent trigger for nighttime urination. The body has a natural reaction to cold called cold diuresis. When the temperature drops, the blood vessels in your hands and feet tighten to preserve warmth for your vital organs. This shift pushes more blood toward the center of your body and your kidneys, sensing an increase in central blood volume. Respond by filtering out more fluid. The result is clear: a full bladder that wakes you when you should be resting. The connection between cold environments and increased urination has been confirmed by scientific evidence. Research published in the American Journal of Physiology found that even a slight drop in body temperature at night can lead to a measurable rise in urine production. For seniors, who often have reduced circulation, this effect can be even stronger, making a chilly room far more disruptive than many realize. I think of James, a 74-year-old man who had the habit of setting his air conditioner to 60 degrees every night. He liked the cool air, but he paid for it with broken sleep, waking up 2 or 3 times to use the bathroom. When he adjusted his thermostat to a steady 68 degrees and began wearing a pair of wool socks to keep his feet warm, the difference was remarkable. Within a week, he was waking only once, and soon he began enjoying long stretches of uninterrupted sleep. The solution is to create a sleep cocoon that keeps you comfortably warm without overheating. Aim to keep your bedroom between 65 and 69 degrees Fahrenheit, or about 18 to 20 degrees Celsius. Wear breathable natural fabrics like cotton, bamboo, or light wool, which allow your body to maintain warmth while preventing excess sweating. Pay special attention to your feet, since cold feet are one of the strongest triggers for vessel constriction. A simple pair of warm socks can make a bigger difference than you might expect. So, before you turn in tonight, take a moment to consider the temperature of your room and what you wear to bed. Small adjustments can make the difference between a night broken by repeated bathroom trips and a night of steady. Restorative rest. What about you? What temperature do you usually set your bedroom to at night? Share it in the comments below. Your answer might help someone else discover their perfect sleep cocoon. Secret 1. Body alignment. The way you sleep shapes the night. The position you choose when you lie down at night can quietly decide whether you sleep deeply or spend your hours waking up with an unnecessary urge to urinate. Many people believe that lying flat on the back is the most restful position, but for those over 65, it often becomes the least forgiving. When you lie on your back, the weight of the abdominal organs presses directly against the bladder. Even if it is not truly full, that gentle but constant pressure can fool the brain into thinking it is time to wake and go to the bathroom. The trouble does not end there. Sleeping on your back also increases the risk of snoring and sleep apnea. During an apnea episode, the airway closes, oxygen levels drop, and the heart stretches under pressure. In response, the heart releases a hormone called atrial natriuretic peptide, which signals the kidneys to produce more urine. This chain reaction is one of the most overlooked causes of nocturia, and yet it is directly tied to body position. The alternative is simple but powerful. Sleep on your side, ideally the left side. This position not only relieves the bladder from the downward weight of the abdomen, but also supports healthier circulation. To make it work, though, alignment is key. Placing a supportive pillow between your knees prevents your upper leg from pulling forward, which would otherwise twist your spine and strain your hips. With proper support, the pelvis stays balanced, the lower back stays relaxed, and the bladder is freed from unnecessary pressure. Your head and neck also matter. If your pillow is too high or too low, your airway can narrow, encouraging snoring or apnea to return. The goal is to align your nose with the center of your chest while lying on your side. A pillow of the right thickness keeps your spine straight and your airway clear, for those who often roll onto their back during the night. Simple tools like positional pillows, or even the old trick of sewing a tennis ball into the back of a pajama shirt can keep the body gently guided to the side. I recall Henry, a 69-year-old who had resigned himself to restless nights. He thought his frequent bathroom trips were inevitable until he changed the way he slept. By shifting to his left side and adding a pillow between his knees, his awakenings dropped from 3 each night to only 1. His mornings became brighter, his energy steadier, and he described the change as a simple adjustment that gave me back my strength. So tonight, pay attention to how you rest your body. The smallest shift in position and the right choice of pillows can reduce pressure on your bladder, calm your breathing, and bring back the uninterrupted nights you have been longing for. And now, as we close, let us gather these 5 pillars together and see how they form a complete plan for peaceful sleep. We have traveled through 5 simple but powerful secrets that can turn restless nights into mornings filled with energy and peace. Each of them may appear small on its own, but together they form a complete plan to protect your sleep and restore the rhythm your body has been asking for. First, we learned about the 3-hour liquid curtain, a boundary that gives your kidneys and bladder the time they need to settle before you lie down. Then we uncovered the double voiding technique, a gentle 2-step habit that clears away the residue left behind and prevents those false alarms in the middle of the night. We moved on to the idea of sunset dining, a reminder that what and when you eat can either calm your bladder or keep it restless. After that came the sleep cocoon, where the right temperature and clothing create a shield against the hidden trigger of cold diuresis. And finally, we looked at body alignment, the way your position and your pillows can either press on the bladder or release it, allowing your whole body to rest. You do not need to change everything at once. In fact, the most important step is to choose just one of these pillars, the one that speaks most to your own life, and try it tonight. Give it 3 nights in a row and watch for the difference. Sometimes the smallest shift, moving dinner earlier, setting the room a few degrees warmer, or adding a pillow between your knees is enough to open the door to sleep you thought was gone forever. So I ask you, which of these 5 secrets will you try first? Share your answer in the comments below, because your decision may inspire someone else to take back their nights as well. And if you found hope in this message, type the word hope in the comments so that others will know they are not alone on this journey. Remember to subscribe, like, and share, because each action helps us reach more people who need these answers. May your nights grow longer, your rest become deeper, and your mornings greet you with strength and light. Until next time, I wish you peace, I wish you health, and I wish you the simple gift of sleep that restores the soul.